Hi everyone, my name is Laura Baga and I had posted probably about maybe 9 months ago, maybe sooner, that I was going to begin a Star Wars channel. Many of you may have followed me through my comments on YouTube regarding the Star Wars, Disney's purchase of Star Wars, the expanded universe or the original expanded universe, and how I feel and think about Disney Star Wars compared to George Lucas's era. And when I mean era, I mean not only the movies, but also the original EU, and that includes the games, which I hardly played, but the novels, the comics, and even the cartoon shows and the miniseries. That goes well into the Clone Wars and the Clone Wars multimedia project, which I like one prefer the other, and I will expand on that in a future video. Now, we have the closing of the sequel trilogy coming up in December. So basically, they're ending the Skywalker saga. And really, the Skywalkers are the ones that created Star Wars lore. I'm not saying they went out like George did, but basically they're the sole reasons why we have the Star Wars lore and why it expanded 25 centuries of lore and history. And the mastermind behind that is George Lucas and his team of writers and his franchise workers, basically Leland Shee, the holocron keeper, and their team established a cohesive lore that expanded 25 centuries in the Star Wars universe, our galaxy. And so my passion is George's EU more so than Disney's creation. I was excited at one point about getting new movies, new content out of Star Wars. And as I began to watch and compare, and yeah, I compared because I am an avid Star Wars lover and I am an avid EU or original EU lover. So I have every right to, compare the original canon to the new one. I began to become disappointed, and also the disappointment came in with a backlash that allowed associates, hires, directors, anybody associated with Disney Star Wars, they were allowed to talk against the fans, call us names, and I'm not going to go into that right now, but we all are aware of that. So what I'm going to do in the future after E9 comes out is compare the ST with the original EU, and that goes with all the established lore. Force ghosts, yes, that's a controversy right now, and also to training of Leia, because that's one of the speculations right now, compared to what we got in with the Thrawn trilogy and other aspects of the EU. But the Thrawn trilogy is the one that we don't need to, but that is compared to the sequel trilogy. So please stay tuned. It'll probably be a small gap between, well, not a small gap, but yeah, between now and December, there'll be that gap, and then I will start comparing. And then my purpose to my YouTube channel is to share the love of the expanded universe. I may call it original expanded universe, or I may call it George's era of EU. So to share the love of that, to contrast and compare it to now what is called called the canon, and also debunk a lot of things that I hear anti-EU, anti-George people say to us EU lovers or George Lucas era supporters. And one of that is how George disliked Mara Jade, which is not necessarily true. He approved of her marriage to Luke, and their child, Ben Skywalker. And nothing in the EU was created without the consent of George Lucas, whether it's the development of the story, the ideas, or even his full help in designing that novel. Darth Plagueis is one of the examples of that, as well as the Clone Wars multimedia project, and even Dark Empire, which is another controversy that is being compared right now to the ST that's coming out, or the closure of the ST, episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. So please share, like and share, and get the word out. I may do a video anyways in between, or a few, on the expanded universe, and maybe some debunking. So please stay tuned, and I appreciate those who have already subscribed to my channel, and I look forward into expanding the knowledge, sharing, and just geeking out on the expanded universe. Thank you, and have a good day.